All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 111 of my Gateway Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of these videos is to document our journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. I like to call the Gateway Experience a scientific, repeatable process of self discovery, self exploration, and ultimately self mastery. It consists of a total of 36 tapes, and they're divided into six waves. We are currently on the we're on the third wave already. And the third wave is called Freedom. And we're on the first tape of this wave called the Liftoff. And today was the eighth, eighth time doing this tape. Man, time is flying fast. I guess it's because I've lifted off. I don't know how it all works necessarily, but if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out. That way you can see everything that we've gone over and talked about so far. So let's get into it right now. Today it is 11:27 a.m. It is December 13th, 2022. It is a Tuesday. And today, the Tuesday, I woke up at 9:19. It looks like I got to my computer. I know, okay, I know it's late. I'm looking over here because that's where the camera is, but really the camera is actually right here. I had to move it to my other screen. It's actually not that big of a deal, okay? Because actually, let me change that. I didn't even change the date over here. It's December 13th. Man, I am totally not gonna lie. I am totally slacking. Okay, it is a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It's not kind of funny because I made a video yesterday on my other series, so I'll kind of keep these a little bit separate. So it's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. And then when it comes to business and getting things done, it does kind of matter. But I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. Went ahead and did my morning routine once I woke up, and then I got distracted here and there. I had to go. That's why it's already 11:28, so it's been more than 2 hours. It's because I had to go spend some time with the kids, and I had to help with the sink, which we have, which needs to be repaired in the kitchen. So yeah, that's what we got going on today. But after I before I had to clean the sink and everything, and before I took a shower, I went ahead and did that tape, the liftoff tape, for the eighth time. So, what I want to talk about today is just like basically everything that we've been building up to so far. I want to talk about just what this liftoff tape is. It's to the eighth episode so far. I'm not going to do a recap of everything until I do the 10th episode of the liftoff tape. But today, I just want to kind of talk about. Well, first, I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for being part of this channel. Thank you for being even here and listening and even paying attention to this, because this is the stuff that most people don't pay attention to, that they don't actually think and consciously become aware of who they are, and what they're capable of. Okay? So, thank you so much for being here with us today, wherever that is, and whatever that day that is. Um, and so yesterday I talked about the liftoff tape being like getting on a motorcycle, and when you're on your motorcycle going out and going the highway and taking the highway, and it being completely cleaned out and cleared and having no traffic at all. Well, you know what has even less traffic, unless you count airplanes? It's the sky. Okay, so that's what I'm really starting to realize, is that it's not even like being on a bicycle on the ground on a highway. It's more like being on an actual spaceship. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, right? But it's just a perspective that I am becoming aware of. And I talked about this before. I talked about it when I talked about the resonant energy balloon, and how or not the resonant energy balloon, I'm sorry, the energy bar tool. And this is the resonant energy balloon that we're talking about today, because that's really what the liftoff tape is about. It's about our resonant energy balloon, and we keep building up. We went from the energy conversion box to the resonant tuning to the resonant energy balloon to eventually focus 10. And we kind of worked, we went and did into the living body map, but I don't want to get too distracted and kind of go into like the specifics of everything. I just want to talk about how when I had the energy bar tool and I was really playing with it, I kind of came to this realization that it's kind of like the stick shift, but it's not actually a stick shift. It's actually like a steering wheel, but in the form of a bar, and it's like a joystick. Okay, that's what it is. And while we were inside of the cabin before and controlling everything through the little joystick, now we are becoming the spaceship. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but it's like our bodies are these spaceships, and we're moving through time and space. Now, it's not like we can teleport, but we kind of can because of the technology that we have today, and even being able to use this video that you've got here, watching me. It's like I'm with you. Okay, I'm in like a portal. You know, that's what it is. But and there's no reason to be afraid of that. I don't think there's any reason for us to be afraid of like flying or anything like that. And I think that's something that I'm realizing now too, is a lot of the things, a lot of the fear in today's culture, and a lot of people that put out fear, they don't realize themselves what they're doing, that they're really just contracting our consciousness and our ability to be aware. Maybe because they want to take control of things and be the one that is in charge, but that's not really how it works. No one's really ever in charge like that. We're always a collective experience. We're always one, you know? So, you know, I think that's what I wanted to say today to kind of add on to that. I think that's what the resonant energy balloon is turning into. I think that's what the liftoff tape is really all about. It's not so much like controlling anything, because you're just moving through it. And as I'm sitting there, I'm seeing all of the things that I've kind of talked about, and also kind of where I'm going. And now all this happens in like a 30-minute time span. So it's almost like when we close our eyes, we can go into this space of no time. Okay. And where like time doesn't exist. And you can really do what you want to do. You can be what you want to be in your mind, at least. And then once you open your eyes, from like, it's almost like, okay, here. It's just joining the two, because the two do, uh, and but what I mean by the two is the two worlds. Okay, the world that I've talked about, like Midgard, where the Vikings would go and kind of see like the Rainbow Bridge going to where the divine place is basically what it is, right? It's like quote unquote heaven. Okay, now if you go backwards and you go into like the conflict driven, the survival, right? Like a lot of these other people that are putting out fear into the world, contract consciousness, then yeah, that's a very dark place. But we don't have to go there. If we choose, all we have to do, it's so simple. All we have to do is just become aware and choose not to fight. And by choosing to not fight, we can go somewhere else. Okay? And just by being the observer and being and not resisting the world around us and understanding that we are 100% responsible for it. Okay, so I know I'm kind of hitting you guys with a lot of nuggets here, but the whole point of the story is that I just wanted to share with you guys how it feels being able to use this tool of the liftoff tape. And it feels amazing because it's like being able to close our eyes, and now you become the one that creates the video game. Okay, now you become the one that can, hey, let me put an NPC over here. Hey, let me put a dragon over here. Let me put a horse over here so I can ride it. Or actually, let me just hit a cheat code and let me just make my character be able to fly. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's like, hey, let me just make my character be able to fly, and now he flies throughout. But then the funny thing about it is that what's happening in our minds, the weird thing about it is that what's happening in our minds, because it creates the reality that we live in, isn't it reality? See, so it becomes like this big scientific proof. Like, where's the proof? How can you prove that? Well, you tell me about an idea tell me about a dream that you had, and tell me about how you achieved it. Okay, that's why I love these stories about other people that they started from nothing, and they started in hell, and then they made it to heaven. You know, I think that's definitely going to do it for today's video. There's not much else I can say about that. But yeah, if you want to communicate with me, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.